Hey, let's talk about financing for your next laundromat project. Whether you're purchasing a laundromat, building a new store, or buying laundry equipment, Eastern Funding offers financing solutions to help you on your laundromat journey. Eastern Funding has been financing laundromats since 1997, and they have helped thousands of laundromat owners with financing. They're specialists in the laundry space, and Eastern Funding's combination of personalized service, expertise, and customized financing solutions make them the premier lenders in the industry. Learn more at easternfunding.com/laundry.
It's tough, man. It is. There are days I take extra strength Tylenol at about 3 o'clock. My head is pounding, and it's from the amount of decisions. It's overload on decisions and the impact those decisions have. It's exhausting.
Welcome to Full Cycle.
Hey everybody, welcome to Full Cycle. Today is the second installment in our series with Tim Johnson. We're following Tim as he builds his laundromat, Operation Laundry, in Holland, Michigan. And when we talked to him 2 months ago, he was right in the thick of it. He'd leveraged his 401k as a ROBS to fund the venture, and he'd acquired some barely used equipment that he was storing at his home and in storage. He got a steal on it. He found a building, he began renovating, and that process was full of exciting surprises, like hitting a water main that was misplaced and discovering a secret tunnel under the strip mall that he's had to fill with tons of sand, literally tons of sand by hand. Today, we're getting an update on the renovation and the process, and we're going to hear about some of the continued community support that Tim's receiving there in Holland, Michigan, including an appearance on the front page of the local newspaper. Tim, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, Matt. It's great to be here. I appreciate chapter 2 of this journey. It's been exciting.
So, okay, you're still here. You're still going forward. The laundromat's still happening, yes?
Yes, we're still marching forward. The construction's ongoing. I'm not out of money. I'm not dead. I still get up every day and work on it 7 days a week. The hole has been filled in the tunnel. The secret tunnel's been filled up. A lot of questions from the neighbor businesses if I'm still accessing their facilities through the tunnel, but we filled it with sand and moved forward. A lot of progress, a lot of different things, night and day from when the last time we spoke, a lot of great developments, a lot of community involvement.
Well, it's definitely an adventure, and I've been able to see some of the photos that you've been sharing along the way. And folks who are listening or watching this, you'll be able to see some of those photos in an upcoming issue of the Full Cycle magazine. Talk to me a little bit about kind of where we are. Are we still on track? I know you were trying to get open in May. Is that still happening?
It is. We've had a slight hiccup with power. We had to put an 800 amp panel in to replace the electric panel, and then hooking the electric under the road in the other panel to get us the power, permits, inspections. A few delays there. We might be a week off of the mid-May opening is kind of how it's looking. So maybe, May 22nd, May 30th, kind of in that range is where we're looking. We can do a soft opening, probably May 15th. So we're on target. Things are moving, really, really making progress.
Well, power is very important, but if you only have one thing that you're worried about, that's doing pretty good.
We are. Yeah, we've been very blessed, very fortunate. Everybody's rolling in the same direction, working together. I'm on top of tracking as well as the general contractor and the builder, really making sure that the critical path, which is ones that are lined up. And the reason we got slowed down a little is drywall. We don't have any power. It needs to dry. And, fans running overnight, all those things, heat, all the things that would matter. We are in Michigan. We're not in summer yet. So we're spring, about 50 degrees, which is a heat wave compared to the winter. So we're doing well in that regard. But you still need fans, and they can only run a generator during the day because they kick it outside and they bring it in at night. We don't run it at night. All those things that go with that.
Yeah, it turns out generators are pretty loud, and then you're not making very good friends with your neighbors.
Plus the exhaust. Don't want it inside running that thing in the exhaust. So we pull it back in at night, turn it off.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so you've had a little bit of time, right, as you're on this journey, and you are getting close. Everything's kind of built in there. You've got floors in, things are framed, drywall is in. You're feeling pretty good. What are you kind of learning at this point? Like, what's going on? What are you working on?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate it. We're working on a lot of different things all in parallel. That's a pretty common theme. A lot of community involvement. I've been making some posts. Your post with the podcast has generated traffic within the community. We're looking for relationships. AT&T reached out. A community action house in the community reached out. We're partnering with them. Doubletree from Hilton has reached out. We're looking for different relationships to serve the community and provide something that doesn't exist. And there's a lot of excitement in the community. So getting individuals that want to work at the laundromat is very easy. People are very excited, motivated, interviewing individuals, creating hiring methods, creating manuals, operating manuals, steps to do within the laundromat, payroll, establishing all the things for the employees to start day one. Clothing, branding, we have shirts, we have logos, we have a branding expert that's a friend. So you think about all the advertising that's going on, all of it's free, which we're very grateful for. People are advertising our business inside of theirs. So we have branding to go co-branding, co-marketing campaigns. The branding expert that we've hired is developing all of that, and we're putting our logo in a lot of different places.
So I know you got picked up in the local paper there. Can you just talk about like how that even happened? And like you get the call and they're like, "Hey, we want to talk to you about your laundromat." Like, how does that actually show up?
Sure, great. Thanks for asking. It's a great story. I had made a post in our local Holland, Michigan Facebook group, and I said basically we're doing Operation Laundry. Would very much be interested in your feedback of what your experience has been with the laundromats in the community, good, bad, or indifferent. I thought maybe I'd get 2 likes in a post. And it went pretty viral, I think, for a laundromat. We're over 200 or 300 likes, over 200 comments, and they're genuine feedback. I answered every question, every comment, engaged with the community. People had great recommendations. From that, our local Holland Sentinel newspaper reached out, the business editor, and said, "Hey, we'd love to do a profile and learn about your story." And I was grateful for the opportunity, and they interviewed me over a couple phone calls. They couldn't meet in person because of logistics, and so we put the article out they actually put me on the front page of the newspaper. Got a lot of press for that. A lot of people have reached out. There's some local TV news now that has reached out based on that. They're going to do day one openings, and they're going to do live interactions on day one, as well as in-studio hosting for a small business. So that's really blowing up, all from Facebook. And I learned that from another CLA member. I give credit where credit is due. I talked to him out of Arizona, another veteran from the Army, and I'm from the Air Force. He said, "Hey, check out your Facebook pages, get in your local Facebook pages." So I did that, and from everything from that, just so blessed that it cascaded where other individuals wanted to get involved and wanted to help out. And we also posted an image of, we've upgraded the lighting in our entire strip mall. I'm paying for that. I'm putting new lights in, brightening the area, bringing literally light to darkness, and there weren't any lights there. And so I posted that image. People love it. People love that they're seeing buildings improve. They're seeing things get better in the community. Everybody wants to be part of that. It's quite exciting.
Did you anticipate when you go back to kind of rolling the dice here to get into laundry? Did you anticipate that level of impact on the community? Like, did you think this was going to happen?
No. I prayed to God that it would. Right. This is my journey and my true north of what I want to do for the community and have an impact. But I never would have guessed in a million years people would be this passionate and this excited about laundromats. I mean, I make the joke often and people laugh. I think they're more excited than I am some days, and maybe that's because I'm grinding away at it. But people come look in the windows. I've been recognized down the streets. They come up and talk to me, flag me down to ask me about the laundromat. They ask me washing questions. I don't have all the answers. But I love engaging with the community. So I never predicted that this thing would get this big and this exciting for everyone. But I think it goes to show there's a world bigger than us, right? When you get behind something bigger than you and you have faith in that and you come together as a community, the impact in a positive manner, if we all row in the same direction, work together, it shows the power of us as a human culture and human people working together in a team. And that's exciting. It's great to see that come to fruition.
Well, I think a good example of that is a story that you had shared with me on the phone when we were chatting about the person who followed you, right? Like literally tracked you down to have a conversation about laundromats.
Yes.
Like, can you just retell that story for folks? Like, because I think it's fascinating that that would happen that way.
It was 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard. I had come from a meeting with the builder inside the building. I was walking to my car. Had taken off my hat and switched to my clothes, getting in the car, started the car. Car comes moderately fast. I mean, with purpose, driving up to the side of my car to block me in, rolls down the window, gives me the motion, roll your window down. I'm like, holy cow, this looks serious. So I roll the window down. He's like, hey, aren't you the guy from the newspaper? I was like, yeah, I was in the newspaper. And he said, hey, man, I've got a bunch of friends that are veterans. My family were veterans in the military. I think it's great that you served. I'm grateful you did. When is this thing open? We can't wait to get in here and start, being a part of this in the community and using our blankets and comforters and our laundry here and start to operate with you and be part of the team. I was blown away. He said, what size washers do you have? What? Tell me about ozone. You want to know about ozone because we have ozone. What's the kids zone like? What's that going to look like? We've got kids. Just fascinating. Then his wife came out of the Dollar General. She had questions. She got in the car and they said thanks. And I thanked them. And I told them when we were opening and they follow me on Facebook. And yeah, it's really exciting.
I don't know if you could have predicted this in your life, Tim, when you were coming up as a young kid, but you are famous in your community for the laundromat that you were building.
I actually am. It's amazing out of all the things I've done in life, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. God uses everyone in different ways, and I've been on a journey in life to get prepared for this moment, and I feel great about trying to use my skills to help the community. And if that's through a laundromat, then I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. So you've been learning a lot along this path. Right now, you've got the benefit and the curse of being able to shift your focus to a little bit of the pre-open work, right, and doing some of this brand piece. And I think that that's really interesting because that's a component that I think is really easy for people to forget about because there's so much going on, right? You're demoing, you're retooling all your stuff, you're trying to get your power in, you're making sure that all the contractors are going in time so you can still hit your open date. But you also, at that point, you're trying to build a brand, right? Yes. And you're trying to get the word out. So can you just talk a little bit about things you've been doing that you've seen success with from a brand perspective?
Sure. Yeah. I think we've covered a little bit of it, but I'll summarize. Making it safe, adding the lights, cleanliness, advertising how clean we are. We're not going to be a zombie, Matt. We're going to have ozone, speed. Everybody wants things faster. All of us do it in this technology community. The fact that you're in and out less than an hour, potentially 40 minutes wash and dry. It's clean. It's modern, telling that story, getting out and engaging with the community to tell that story in the media about why we're different versus what's currently going on, getting out on Facebook. Those are the things in the kids zone and the seating and making it a kind of a third space. That's a term that we've talked a lot about in the community, a third space where people can come together. Yes, they do their laundry. They can get their groceries at the Mexican grocery store next door. They can go to the Dollar General. But that's the idea of a plan to fit in. We're not just a laundromat. We're not just something that's a utility. We're a community place that people can come together, and we're not just machines, right? It's a place to come together and work in a safe, clean environment that has a lot of space. That currently doesn't exist in the market today. So that's where I was focused on telling the story, getting it out there on Facebook, in the media, having conversations at church, having conversations where I go around in the community, the barber shop, where I get my haircut. That's actually spread pretty fast. People ask for my card. They tell others about it's coming. There were actually people driving, I guess, to Grand Rapids to do their laundry, which is 40 minutes away from Holland. And they're saying, we can't wait to have this clean, safe, modern laundromat that's a destination for us to be able to do what we want to do with our laundry and get things clean. So it's been really exciting. I still feel the pressure, right? You still feel the pressure when you're doing all this. But I wanted to get the message out and be able to get that out and have others listen to it.
So which part's been harder for you? This kind of like brand building, pre kind of operational work, or the actual construction stuff you've been doing and making sure those things are going and getting the build out right and all of those pieces?
The actual construction, because there's real money at risk. It's very difficult. The decisions you make every day have great impact financially and on the execution of the laundromat. Because at the end of the day, all of the media and all of the great goodwill and all of these great relationships and branding, if people don't show up and it doesn't execute and it doesn't work, that's all for null, because you want it to execute and work efficiently, be clean, be safe, be modern, and execute in a manner that everybody wants to be part of. So that's the toughest situations, to keep that on schedule, make good financial decisions that are going to allow you to execute once you open.
Yeah, I think that's a big piece, right? It's one thing to build up a brand and say we're going to have this great facility and we're going to do all these things, but then once you get there, if you don't do what you said you were going to do, that trust erodes immediately. And It's really hard to get back at that point, because they gave you the chance and you didn't impress, and they're moving on. They're going back to Grand Rapids, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you only have one chance to make first impression. I'm sure we've all heard that, and we're trying to put our best foot forward, and that's where the pressure comes to get the build right, to get the costs right. Because, I'm no good to them if I build the best laundromat in the world and I'm bankrupt and we go out of business. That doesn't help anybody. So getting all those things in alignment are much more difficult than the branding and the marketing. I enjoy doing that. It's fun. But at the end of the day, execution is where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're getting there. You can see the finish line from here. How's energy? How are you feeling? How you doing?
It's tough, man. It is. There are days I take extra strength Tylenol at about 3:00. My head is pounding, and it's from the amount of decisions. It's overload on decisions and the impact those decisions have. It's exhausting, and so 7 days a week, and you're grinding. So yeah, I'm alive. I do exercise every day, as I advised on the first chapter. I walk or do something every day to clear my head. But it is very difficult. And at the ultimate, too, I was explaining to other people that I have a lot of past relationships that are really fantastic. And I rely on those individuals every day to help me in this journey. And I don't ever have to think about checking up on them or worrying about their work, or if they make a mistake, they're going to let me know. I'm creating a lot of new relationships as I build the laundromat, and I haven't had a lot of track record with them. So there's a lot of trust but verify with the work they're doing, the decisions we're making, and how that quality looks. So that's exhausting to continually check up and have hands-on. Now, others may say, hey, just let it go. But if it's all your money you have, it's everything you've got, and you want to make this execute and work well for the community, I'm going to be hands-on and I'm going to be part of the solution. And so it's really important to have those past relationships, because I don't even think about those individuals. I just let them go and I trust them. And it's good to build new ones, right? And I'm doing that. And that just takes time to build trust.
Yeah, you hit it on the head, right? It's trust but verify. Like you can provide with intent, right? You're giving intent that I'm intending that I'm going to trust you, but I got to make sure before I go all in, because this is everything for me. Like I can't make this risk and just have it undone because I gave too much too soon, too willingly, right?
Correct. There's no safety net. I have no parents that are coming. Nobody's coming with money. This is all I've got. So I do have to trust but verify and execute, and care about the details and do my due diligence. Extreme ownership. People bring that book up to me all the time. They say I remind them of that book. Well, I think that's a compliment. That's how I'm approaching the laundry. Extreme ownership. I'm in there twice a day minimum. Many times more, checking on things. Hey, why is the angle that way? Why is the pipe that way? It's drawn this way. It's not that anybody has ill will. It's not that anybody's trying to do the wrong thing. Maybe a different understanding, maybe a different drawing. Those are the things you have to continually check up on. It's a lot of work.
So what do you think, once you get this thing open, like what's the first thing you're going to do that's not laundromat related? Like, what are you going to do that's like gets you away from it for a second?
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought that far in advance. Take a nap. Definitely take a nap. Maybe go for a run or a walk. If it's warm, which it will be warm in the summer, I'm definitely going on the wave runner, going on Lake Michigan. I'm going to jump around there in the water a little bit. The water is very freeing. There's a lot of studies into that, what that does for you. And being out in the water with the sun and the birds and the waves and the sunset on Lake Michigan, and the sunrise on Lake Makatawa. Those are things that really settle you and calm you. So those are ways I can kind of center myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an important piece of this, right? Like you've been on this grind for a while, and I suspect, you're really good about making sure that you do one thing every day, right? You're exercising for yourself. So you're at least doing that.
Yeah.
But I think there are probably lots of folks who get into this and go after something and don't take that time and like don't create that space for them to like try to recenter, because this is hard work. And that, like you're saying, it's a lot of decisions, it's a lot on the line, and that's really like anxiety inducing.
Yes.
Even if you don't realize it, it sneaks up on you and it affects you in weird ways. And I think that piece of like just spending an hour finding something that is just for you, just recentering yourself, is hugely important so that you have the stamina to see this thing through, right? Like if you weren't exercising every day, if you weren't taking that time, I don't think there's any way that you're where you are today.
Correct. In addition, therapy, friends, meditation, all of those things are part of it. To your point though, exercise every day. I can't imagine the mental load that I would have if I wasn't exercising every day. And I'm not Superman, I'm not a professional athlete, but just getting the body moving, getting that lubrication of the muscles and the bones, and getting your head clear, right? And being able to focus on something else and just letting your thoughts go. And that's what water does for me too. Now in the winter, you can't really do that because of the snow, but in the summer in Michigan, it's really gorgeous. It's there's advertisements, Pure Michigan, if you ever see them. It is that beautiful here. And so that allows me to kind of center myself and get away from it all.
Well, and even, all the mental load that's going on, if you're under that duress all the time and you're just, at the laundromat and you're trying to solve the problem all the time, you're never going to get your best idea, right? Like you got to get out of the space and like let your brain, let it marinate back here while you go do something else. And it's always when you're just, walking down the sidewalk and you come up to the stoplight and you're like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to fix it. And then you can just kind of get that perspective and go back to it fresh. But yeah, if you're grinding all day and never getting out of that environment, you're not gonna make your best decisions. There's no way.
100%, Matt. All in on that idea, and that's where exercise and the other things I talked about. You're exactly right. That's why it's so important.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious. Is there anything that, I mean, you do pretty good job of managing this, but is there anything that you're a little bit afraid of? Is there any anxiousness? Fear's maybe too strong a word, but anything you're anxious about?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, quite a bit. So first day you open, nobody shows up. Nobody shows up for a month, right? They all and there's the flip side. They all show up and it doesn't work. All my washing machines, we got everybody in the entire world showing up and it doesn't work. Those are two anxious thoughts. And, the truth usually lies in the middle, right? And I found most people are empathetic. Most people understand that we're human. We're trying to do the best we can. And I think people will hopefully give me that grace when they come that, hey, we're doing the best we can. If there's something that's a little off, give me a shot and let me work with you. And we're offering free dry time for the first month. So that'll be going on, and that'll hopefully buy a little bit of grace. Hey, the dryers are free. It's not all bad here. So, but yeah, those are real anxious inducing. And then, staffing is a tough situation. You want to make sure you get really good quality staff. We've got people that are speaking in Spanish and English, and, really want to care about customer service, really getting that staffing clean. Are we clean all the time? Everything working? Don't lose someone's laundry for washing full. All those things that you can get anxiety inducing thoughts about. But yeah, those are the things I think about. Definitely, Matt. They're there. They're real.
So you hit on something that I think is actually, we haven't talked about this much, but employees, right? So you're not open yet. You have employees. What are you doing with them?
Yeah, they're on hold. They're really quality individuals. They're excited about the laundromat. I've got 4 people that want to work for me than I can handle. And they're anxious to get it started, but they understand there's only so much I can control. And we've agreed on, wages and things like that, and when they want to start. And of course, it starts to snowball because people recruit other people, and then you've got more coming. And like I said, people have applied for jobs that don't exist. I've never advertised for an occupation there. And but yeah, I continue to communicate, keep them updated on where we are, manage expectations, very transparent, integrity led. And I think that buys me a little bit of time because they can tell I'm pretty genuine in my communication.
Well, you just answered it, but I was curious, like, if you had to advertise these jobs for this unopened place, but people are finding you. It's all that PR. It's all the
Yes.
earned media, right?
It really is. And it's such a blessing, and I'm grateful for it. And they see the signage. I had signs up early, in January. We're now in, what month are we? I lose track. April. So I had signs up in January, and we don't, we're not going to open until May. And people are already asking. People are already looking in the windows. People are stopping by. People want to talk. We have people continually stop by the job site to drop things off to the builders to get to me because I'm not at the job site every day. So it's constant in a good way. All good stuff.
That's awesome. Well, we continue to be fascinated by your journey here, Tim, and I'm excited to see the progress. I can't wait to have you back once you get open and we figure out if you got to go out on that wave runner or not.
Gosh, I hope so. It brings a lot of joy. I recommend it to anybody. It's really fun for me to get out on the water and the waves and just relax. So thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity, Matt. Thanks for letting me tell my story.
Yeah, man. But before you go, right, because your advice last time was so good, what else do you have for us? What other one thing can we do today that's going to make us better tomorrow?
Well, I think one thing you can do today is, find some faith and find something bigger than yourself. And what that may look like, whether that's religion or your community or helping someone else, giving back, you will feel 10 times better than the energy you spent. You'll gain tenfold on what you put into that. So that'd be my advice.
I love it. Love it. Always sage advice from Tim over at Operation Laundry. I can't wait to see the store when it's fully open and functioning. And I have no doubt, Tim, that it's going to rock your socks off. So I can't wait for you.
Appreciate it. Grateful.
Hey, friends, wherever you're watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the things so you never miss an episode of Full Cycle. But most importantly, thank you for giving us a turn.